Hello and welcome everyone to Unconventional GMs, the channel where we play one-shot tabletop role-playing games with pace, vim and vigor. Today we are playing Cairn, the new school, old school fantasy role-playing game where normally our heroes or adventurers, heroes might be too strong a word, explore a dark and mysterious wood, but they're going to be quite a long way from that wood today. They're going to be down by the coast invading the vessel of some Atlanteans. I'm Guy from this and from the Burn After Running blog. Let's go ahead and meet our players and the characters they are portraying, starting with my co-host, Gaz.
Hi, I'm Gaz. When I'm not co-hosting this, I also co-host What Would the Smart Party Do, the UK's premier RPG podcast. You should definitely listen to it because a couple of stunt co-hosts are on this very game. I'll let you listen to the podcast to determine who that is. Today, I am playing Wolfram the Hexenbane. He's an older man, wispy hair, short, but supremely elegantly dressed, with blacks and purples and no small amount of velour and gold thread. He's surprisingly strong for an older gentleman, but not as strong as his iron will, for the Hexenbane hunt down witchcraft, demons, sorcery, and such. He carries with him the Order of the Bleeding Stars, star iron mace, which glows faintly in the sight of witchcraft. Today, he is venturing forth because his daughter, Brunhild, who was stolen by a demon some time ago, he knows she's still alive. Everybody tells him to give up the ghost. She must be dead by now, or turned to the dark side. But Wolfram knows better, and his will not fade until he finds his lovely daughter once more.
Amazing, amazing. Let's see if Wolfram actually finds Brunhilde in this very one-shot session. It's not like I've just written down her name or anything. Next, Becky, tell us about who you're playing.
Hello everybody, I'm Becky and I am playing Theron the Prowler. Theron is bald, a very tight skin to her face, sort of giving her a very skeleton-like appearance. Some would describe her as a shadow, some would describe her as a black wraith, but she is really just a excellent killer. The last thing she managed to kill being a marsh crawler, and she carries the tooth of that creature around her neck, and it hums and glows whenever anything stalks her, which is always handy where we're going.
Lovely, lovely. Let's see if you're the victim of any beast stalking today. And last but not least, Chris, introduce yourself and tell us who you are playing.
Hi, I'm Chris, aka Dirt the Dice from the Grognard Files podcast, and I will be playing Jory, the Outrider. He is a lithe, athletic rider. He has a wild horse, the Stray Fugger, that he is managed to tame from his days following the caravan. He's a defender of caravans. He's travelled the land, and he's got a weathered face. He is quite garrulous, but can be quite rude. And I don't know if this is a comment on me, but he's got a drony voice and frizzy hair. So, I'm being typecast here, I think. Also, he has this journal that he carries everywhere with him, which is, I suppose, like a proto AI in this fantasy world where it does a transcription of what's happened in the day. But it is quite blunt and rude and crass and crude. And on these journeys, a man called Darius have said that it needs to be blessed with a special ink that will turn his daily adventures into something more edifying. So he has gone on this quest looking for this magical ink to perfect his journal.
Amazing, amazing. I'd point out to you, Chris, that you picked the pre-gen, not the other way around. So it's entirely down to you that the droning voice and frizzy hair has ended up falling to you. Amazing. So as the curtain rises, we get a little prelude. We're playing through a published adventure. This is available on itch. We'll put the details down in the show notes. It is Invaders of Atlantis by Clayton Nerdstone. Amazing adventure. Well, you can judge for yourself if you carry on watching this. We think it is. So long after the oceans drank Atlantis, The Atlanteans lingered, drowned but unbroken, an echo in the deep. For years they plagued the surface, pillaged the seaside villages until one day one of their ships failed, trapped on the rocks of fate, and the invaders became the invaded. That day is today. As we see our band of 3 adventurers who've travelled together before and have banded together now for their own reasons. Their dreams have been haunted. You see visions of a strange baboon-headed god and a horde of golden amulets bobbing about on the storms of the high seas. And your dreams have led you. You've been compelled to seek out the shore and find the rugged cliffs of the Iron Coast, where, as we see your 3 figures walk towards the cliff top, you see a strange ship, like a covered over sort of trireme, no masts on it, but huge, bounded in metal, half caught, half submerged on the rocks. It's as if it's crashed directly into the cliffs. There's a few footprints, Jory, you've noticed around here, a few tracks. It may not be that you are the first folk to have found this ship. Perhaps you're not the first to have had these mysterious dreams drawing you to the ship that now lies below you on the beach. I'm going to ask you a sort of paint the scene question to fill in some of your background here. You've all been drawn here by these strange dreams of the baboon-headed god. I'm going to ask each of you, actually, and feel free to speak up when you've got an idea. We don't need to go around in turns. What have you left behind in order to fulfill this strange dream quest, even though you know this might be taking you to your doom?
I've left behind my son, Fabian. He was hoping to follow in my footsteps and was learning under my tutelage to be yet another mere digit of the unerring hand of justice. To go where others fear to tread, unyielding and unbroken, but he wasn't the man he could be yet. He was still but a teenager and required a few more years of my tutelage to make him strong enough to be someone who could stand on his own feet against the terrors of the world. But I've had to abandon that because this, I fear in my dreams, is where I've seen a vision of my daughter, and I must rescue her at all costs.
I mean, certainly, it's unlikely that both of your children will be taken from you, isn't it?
I can't imagine
you
circumstances
leave him.
that happened.
Yeah, amazing. What about Theron? What's Theron left behind?
Theron has left behind a grieving family. Her cousin has recently died, and the inheritance that she is due to receive is all based on this compass that she now carries, that along with the dreams has led her to this cliff top, and either the compass is directing her directly out to sea, or this ship is exactly where I need to be.
Well, let's hope it points true to wealth, not to your doom. And Jory, what have you left behind to come here on this quest?
I've left my trusty steed, the stray fogger, the wild beast, because this is something of my nightmares. I've travelled the length and breadth of the lands of this place, but now I'm facing the sea, and already my knees are turning to like a jelly and clinging onto the rocks, because I know that it's going to be my fate. I can almost feel my lungs filling with the briny water. And I've woken up these last few nights sweating and clutching the air, the baboon god's calling, and I just cannot face the water. And I've made my companions know that I've got a fear of this, the murky depths.
As you glance down at Theron's compass that is still pointing directly out to sea, a chill goes through you. As you come to this cliff top, as I say, there's signs that people have been there before, but no signs of any other people sort of there. You can just about make out down the sort of foggy shore. This ship is at the foot of the cliffs. There's a few little goat tracks going down the cliffs. You could clamber down those and try and get across to the ship to find out what's on it. It is quite close to the shore. That way looks a little treacherous, though. Or there's also a ruins of a lighthouse just up there. The top of the lighthouse is more or less level with the top of the cliffs, and there's a rope bridge just dangling across there that maybe might allow you a safer way to travel down if you can cross the rope bridge and go down to it. So 2 potential routes to take, or you could come up with your own route if you like. What are you thinking? The compass is still pointing directly at the ship, and you get a sense of foreboding, all 3 of you, that this is where the answer to your questions will be found.
Mm-hmm. I think Theron, feeling quite agile and looking around, is definitely leaning towards sort of scaling down the cliff, but she'll look to her 2 companions and say, well, I think I can make it. What about you 2?
What's good for goats is good for me. I've got nimble toes. It's only when I get to the sea. And he goes droning on about the sea for several minutes.
Wolfron's been looking up to the lighthouse, saying, I was hoping for your spiritual fortitude that we might head there, heading towards the beacon of the like, a symbolic and auspicious start. But fear not for me if you wish to clamber down the rocks. My muscles are like knotted rope underneath this pallid frame. Let us descend.
A knotted rope could actually be quite useful as well.
Yes. You would say, okay, so you're going to clamber down to the lighthouse. Now, the way that saves work, this is going to be a dex save to safely climb down. I think the way we're going to take one of Cairn's sort of general rules in here. So I don't need dex saves from all of you. Where people are working together, or multiple people are doing things, or where you have contested roles, just the person who's most at risk rolls. So I think if you consult your character sheets, I think probably, I don't know who's got the most. It's probably the person with the worst dex, isn't it? If they roll, they can roll for everyone, and we can see if you manage to make it down in one piece.
I don't think we need to consult character sheets. I think I can head over to the dice roller.
Okay. Straight there. Okay. So give me a dex save, guys.
How about by dex or less? Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're looking for. Okay, 10 or less is what we want. And I get a 13.
Yeah. I think the way down is treacherous. And you find yourself at that sort of point where about halfway down, where maybe Theron or Jory took a wrong turn somewhere, or maybe you become a little separated. And certainly for you, Wolfram, you're not clear how you can get back up from where you are, or really how you're going to go back down. But going down is naturally the easier route normally due to gravity.
Easy,
so yeah. I'm going to actually leave it up to you. One of the 3 of you is going to take just 2 points of dex damage as you scramble down here. It's up to you, Gaz, whether you want to take that yourself, or whether it turns out your route was fine and somebody else has taken it.
No, I take it. It's on me. As I described, I'm using brute strength to get down, which is fine, but that means I don't avoid the sharp or jagged rocks. I just grit my teeth through it as it tears at my fine robes.
They break your fall, yeah.
Yeah, I get hands full of what they call like the sort of like shelled mollusks and things like that with the razor sharp bits that are just like the hands ruins are just kind of like, yeah. I get to the bottom through pure force of will rather than agility, as my friends bounce about me like gambling goats, yes. Jumping from one rock to the next.
Yes, and you can indeed get, as you sort of bind up some of your hands where you've cut them on the so you can make your way across to the deck of this ship, which is this is a vast sort of 80 feet long. It's well underwater as well. You can sort of wade out a little bit, and then you find yourself on the ship of this. It's There's shouts here. You can hear sort of sounds of battle are going on. This whole top of it is covered in coral, and you can make out shapes of maybe some men here that are taking shelter in the coral as well. It seems as you sort of gingerly explore that there may be a bit of a sort of standoff battle going on here. Yeah, there's some men and there's some other shapes that look like tall sort of humanoids. It's hard to really make out what they are because their bodies seem to be made of coral a little bit, so they sort of blend in a little bit. And above it all, you can hear some confusing shouting going on that doesn't seem to bear any sense at all as you see it. As you've now entered the ship, we're going to move to a dungeon exploration phase because this is a dangerous location. So this takes place in turns. I will explain, I'll set the scene like I have done because you're at a new location, and you each describe sort of what approach you're going to take here. We resolve that simultaneously, and we also, each time that happens, I roll a sort of random event. So we take it. And obviously, if we go into combat, we break off and go into that little subsystem. But for now, you're at this kind of confusing coral maze on top of this deck. There seems to be two sides, but it's quite hard to tell which is which. And there's also this strange shouting going on there. Let's just go down in the same order we had before. Wolfram, Theron, then Joey. Wolfram, what are you planning on doing here?
I'm planning to rally the men. I suspect that the coral-based creatures are Atlanteans or demons or witches. So there's some good-hearted but slightly cowardly men here. So perhaps if we can rally them to our side, that might do us some good, or at least get them out of danger, perhaps. So yeah, rally the men is my headline.
Amazing. Theron, what are you thinking of doing?
I am going to become as the mist, and I'm going to try and sneak through and find a safer route to guide my companions through.
Amazing. And Jory, what approach are you going to take? What's your action this dungeon turn?
Is it possible to clamber atop the coral and to get an elevated view of this positions and get a view of who we suspect to be the Atlanteans, and just to make an assessment of what we face here?
Amazing. It certainly is. Obviously, you'd be silhouetted above this battlefield with that, but you can get a look at what's happening, and it seems quite confused. You might be okay here. So let's resolve that in order. Let's just see what's going to happen as well while you do that. Yes. So Theron, I think in this confused environment where nobody's really looking out for anyone other than themselves, I don't need a save from you to sneak around here. You can evade these sort of signs of combat and strange shouting and so on. You can make, as you sort of scout the area, you can see that the sort of front of the ship is indeed smashed into the lighthouse. The whole deck runs towards there, and so there's a way out into the lighthouse to see what's happening in there. You could get up and search that. There's also, you notice, there's a bronze hatch leading into the innards of the ship that is sort of halfway between the two groups of fighters here in a standoff.
If I spin round with my compass, does it give me any?
Oh, yeah. I think it points within the ship. There's also a clamshell trapdoor as well towards the area where the non-human people are. And in fact, to avoid me describing them so awkwardly, let's Jory, as you clamber atop the coral, you can get an idea of what is happening from your sort of bird's eye view. There are four humans that seem to be sort of your standard raiders, if you like. They're taking shelter behind some coral on one side of the boat, the side that's sort of nearest the shore, as if they've got on and become involved in this pitch battle. Next to them, there's a earthenware jar with some carved inscriptions on it that is just sort of seems to be set into the coral there. The shouting is coming from their direction. The other side of the deck in this sort of standoff battle, these are sort of coral bone skeletons joined together with a glass sphere fishbowl on top, inside which, for each of them, you can just about make out a little octopus that appears to be piloting the bodies of these Atlanteans, for that is what they are. That'll save me explaining that every time that you see one. They're moving quite awkwardly, and between these two Atlanteans and these four humans, the shouting is going on. It seems to be trying to encourage the humans to fight. This is nobody's quite got the upper hand here. Nobody wants to really show their hand and charge in and really take the fight to them. Until, of course, Wolfram, you get to these humans. There are four desperate raiders here. The shouting is coming from the jar. And as you approach, ready to sort of inspire them, there are already frustrating, inspirational words being shouted from the jar, saying, take them, take the fishy stealers, take them, my body is below, take them, rescue them. And as you look around, the carving on the top of the jar is that of a baboon's head. And you get a strange sense of deja vu. These humans, assuming you're not trying to disguise yourself, whatever, they look like confused at the jar and then up at you and sort of start. What do you do?
I looked at them sadly at first with a slight derision upon my face. And I say, don't worry, children. The blessed star, the bleeding star is here to guide you. And I'll hold up my hand with my sun-like mace that I've got, the blood dripping out from between my fingers, the salt stinging in my palm. I'm here to guide the way. We do not allow demons to rule the land. Ignore what babbling comes from that foul idol. Fear not, I am here to lead you. Follow me. We shall crush these many-limbed monstrosities. And I'll start striding towards the Atlanteans, assuming that I'm being followed by a cadre of men, but, you know, maybe not.
Well, in true OSR fashion, I've rolled the raiders' disposition towards you, and they are the least likely one, helpful. So they are actually going to follow behind you. I wonder if you might want to make me a will save, just to see whether they are really inspired by this or whether they're going to follow in the hopes that you take the yeah, they're helpful, that their heart's not really in it, that they're quite happy for you to lead the way and expose your position to these two.
I'm just warmed by hearing their boots on the planks behind me, which I wasn't expecting. So
yes. So as you sort of step out and they step out round, you see these Atlanteans spin round. They have like coral tridents, and they charge as well towards you. And this, obviously, Theron and Jory, you see this happen too. There are two Atlanteans and this sort of gang of half motivated raiders that are quite keen to see how this plays out before they commit to seeing what happens. I think this is a combat situation. And Wolfram, because you sort of initiated the combat, you can definitely act in the first round. Theron and Jory, you may or may not wish to get involved. If you want to act in the first round, you need to make me a dex save to see if you can react in the sort of chaos that we've got in here. So go ahead and roll those. And then you'll know if you've got the option or not.
What are we? What's it against?
Dex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Theron, you see the way this is going.
I could get involved.
You could get involved. You've seen Wolfram do this before.
I think Jory, he can't get involved, but he's clumsily getting his crossbow and winding it up and putting a bolt in.
Selecting the right.
Yeah, which one should I
Slow
go
and
for?
steady. Yeah.
Yeah, the blunt one.
I think Theron would return back to be like, I found us a way. Oh, and just like, I.
My big mate's
Here we go again.
The usual routine of scouting ahead before. Yeah. Okay, so the first round is going to happen. Combat is chaotic in Cairn. There's no rolling to hit. You're just going to roll your weapons damage and do it. The way we're going to do it, I'm going to assume you're going to sort of face just one of these Atlanteans, because one of them's going to try and finish off these raiders because they really don't like them. So you're just facing sort of one of them. This will all happen at the same time from you guys. So if you would like to roll, if you're attacking the Atlantean, just roll your weapons damage dice.
I've got something that says it can be used as an explosive that I was wondering if I could launch it at the Atlanteans before.
Oh yeah, that would work.
Before Wolfram gets too close. But it doesn't say there's any damage. Like there's no dice associated with it. So does that mean it's more of a?
I mean, we can improvise dice from it. It's probably D8. I'd say. What is it?
Hang on. It is fermented spirits. Keeps you warm at the best of times and can be used as an explosive at the worst.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, we're on a mostly wooden ship, so that makes perfect sense to throw at them. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, let's add a little bit of randomness to it as to whether you can throw it before Theron gets there, because you had to make a dex save to get there. Maybe another dex save, and if you make it, you'll be able to throw it before Theron's in the mix of it. That probably sounds about right. Sorry, Wolfram's in the mix of it.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. You see the way this is going even before he gets there. So go ahead and roll that D8. Wolfram, are you charging in as well?
Yeah, 6 damage is what I rolled.
Yeah, 6 from me as well.
Okay, that's going to be 6 on both of them, though. Let me just see where their stats.
In Wolfram's head, he's seen this as the usual as well, in terms of his good friend Theron sets a big fire and then he drives the demons into the fire. So that's he's not seeing any errors or missteps. It all seems to be perfectly normal.
That's how it works. Okay, they've rolled some saves. So yes. So well, this explosion sort of rocks them and knocks one of them to one side. One of them still seems to be standing up and is going to lash out at you, Wolfram, with his trident. The other one, I think the explosion really takes the blast of it. You see that the smash, that the coral skeleton is unharmed, but the fishbowl itself is smashed completely. You can see a bright pink octopus is desperately scurrying out of it to safety. The body, the coral sort of skeleton, now lies inert, if you like. There is an Atlantean without a body, loose. Yeah, but the one that remains is going to attack you, Wolfram, I'm afraid. That is going to be 4 damage. Does that get through your hit protection?
Nope.
Okay, so you duck out of the way or somehow avoid it.
Yeah, there's more gritting of teeth. I grasp the sharp coral arm with the trident in it, and the blood pours out of my hand again as I grasp the barnacles and stop the trident's blades from penetrating me.
Okay. So this one made it say that he's going to continue to fight. It's you hear a voice in your heads. Obviously, the octopus isn't communicating to its fishbowl that says, "Begone, invaders! Leave the Charybdis alone. We will kill you all." But presumably you are not deterred by that. And we will have a second round of combat. So for this, we all just roll damage. Gone.
All right. I was going to say, does Jory not then get to act because he went after them, or does he just not get to do anything? It happens
at the same time as everyone else.
It's all the same, right?
It's 2 act, if you see what I mean. It's not 2 act before the monsters. It's 2 act.
It's 2 act at all. Yeah.
So yeah, you can all facing this Atlantean who seems determined to punish you. You can all roll your damage. We'll take the worst one, and he's going to try and get you, Wolfram, again. So that looks like a 7 is going to be the best, which is absolutely that completely smashes him up. But not before he gets you for 5 hit points of damage, Wolfram.
Okay, so that's 3 beyond what I've got left in hit protection.
Okay, so you take that off your strength, then you need to roll a strength save to see if you can carry on. So you're taking critical damage.
I failed to take. So
that would be bad news had you not just dispatched the final adversary. I think that your mace strike is so strong against this creature that the octopus lies dead as well. The Atlantean itself lies dead below you, while the other one scurries off from there. Obviously, the foot of a crossbow bolt goes in, and Theron also attacks. The weight of all these attacks has managed to destroy this final Atlantean. And these 4 confused raiders cheer. And so, excellent. I'm glad we followed you. It's a good job you came.
Do it. I say, big bubble of blood comes out. I had to impale myself on its trident to get to the head. You see how that works? Just when you think they've got you, that's when you can spring a surprise and defeat the demons.
yeah, they're backing away from you a bit. You hear as you're sort of it's a little quieter now, the signs of combat. You hear a clank, a strong clank, loud clanking sound from below deck, and you can hear some sort of movement thudding near the clamshell trapdoor, Theron, that you found. The first thing probably is to somebody needs to bind Wolfram's wounds, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you've got bandages, which I think you all have, you can just fix him up. Your hit protection doesn't recover automatically. You need to spend a dungeon turn resting. The raiders, though, I say, so are you here for the treasure too? Are you following Poxlin? He said more would come.
Yes. That's what Theron's going to say. She's gonna... Yes, that's why we're here.
Yeah, and we were specifically assigned to lead this mission, so follow us.
Oh, apart from Poxlin, he's leading, isn't it? He went, he's here. But you're leading. Are you like his lieutenants? Is that how it works?
Left, right, and middle tenants. Yep, that's
yes.
us.
Very good. Well, it's going well so far. You guys just lead the way as they sort of help Wolfram up again. As with a sort of squelch. So you can now inspect. This is a deck covered in coral. There's no signs of any oars or sails or anything that would power the ship. Maybe there's some other magical way that it goes through the ocean. But you know all the ways out of here. There's a bronze hatch slick with algae. There's a clamshell trapdoor that you just heard a bang from behind. And there's also over to the lighthouse. You can also make your way over there to find that. This is, if you like, a dungeon turn. And you may be wanting to know, Wolfram, how you can recover your hit protection. The way to do that is to spend a dungeon turn just resting and taking it easy. And that'll be enough to get all of your hit protection back. So with that in mind from everyone, what are we thinking of doing this dungeon turn?
I'll be giving a sermon and instructions to my newfound converts. And while I'm confused about the naming of what I consider to be God and things like that, I'll just assume they're from a slightly foreign land and have different words for the same deity that I follow. So I'll be saying like, yes, lieutenants, and thinking in my head, oh, they've probably been priests. So yeah, I'll just be relaxing with them and breaking bread and giving them some more instructions on how they can lead better lives and resting.
Okay. Theron,
that's how I rest.
Yeah. Theron, how you?
Theron will tell everybody the information that she found on her scouting exercise, and probably advise that we go to the algae-covered hatch, because it sounds like there is quite a lot going on in the coral hatch. So yeah, I'll probably just make my way over to the algae hatch and see if I can find a way to get it open.
Amazing. Joey, what are you doing this dungeon turn?
So Jury, following that instruction from Theron, is going to head towards the hatch, but he's going to take under his arm the vase with the baboon's head.
Mm.
So he's going to carry that with him.
Okay, the minute he picks it up, it says, at last, it speaks to you. Somebody with some wherewithal to deal with it. Return me to my body. Return me to my body. He's down below deck somewhere. We must rise again. I'm glad you've come to rescue us and follow me. Yeah, return me to my body and you'll be richly rewarded.
I don't say, what does your body look like? What we're looking for, man. Baboon, man.
It's a human clad in the in noble birth of the ancient Egyptians. That's you'll recognize it. You know what mummies are, don't you? It looks like that. I'm sure he'll recognize me when he sees me, and you just need to reunite us, and then we can be together as one. And yes, you don't need to worry about what happens after that.
Nobody left behind. That's my motto. Nobody left behind. And I will tell him a boring story about my travels.
Excellent. And as you pick it up, it's clear there's like some stuff in this jar as well. Like it's got something sort of rolling around in it as well. I mean, feel free to open the lid if you want, but you haven't said you have, so I assume you haven't yet. Theron, you make your way to this bronze hatch slick with algae. It'll take a while to get it open because you've got to sort of slick off this. It seems to be, if you had hands that were made of coral, it'd be quite easy to get open. But with your sort of soft human hands, it's a little bit harder to get up. And you manage to just ease it up as you do that. As you're just about getting it open, and it leads down into a sort of vault below here. You can see that there's a little bit of sort of faint light in here, and you can make out some. There doesn't seem to be anything moving in it, but there's certainly some furniture and so on in here. Just as you do that, the other trapdoor bursts open, and as you all sort of spin around to see what's from it, two raiders burst out, clearly terrified, and saying, it lives, it's not worth it, don't follow him, and like throw themselves overboard and begin to swim for shore, the far side. The other raiders look a little bit, they're like, no, it's okay, these guys are here now. They'll, and you can see that the guys, like, there's a trail of blood where they left. They've clearly been attacked and have had to run away from some terrifying opponent deep in the ship. Are you continuing with your prayers, Wolfram? Just carrying on preaching to them?
Well, until I've recovered my hip protection.
You feel a bit better, yeah.
Yeah. Especially if I just see a couple of guys like wally themselves off the side of the boat. I was like, oh God, I see there are more people in need of my fortifying sermons. I must rejoin the others.
I think I would look over to Jury as we're stood at the at this sort of hatch and say, well, that sounds promising. And then just be like, into the darkness.
Amazing. So you make your way down into this vault. This seems to be some sort of study, if you like. It's lined with bronze, or bronze painted. Certainly not sure it's actual bronze. That would make no sense in a ship. And you can see that there's shelves and shelves with like gilded scrolls organized in these places. You can also see there's a sarcophagus stood against one of these sort of scroll shelves, the door to which is open, and it looks as if it's been pushed open or pulled open with some force, if you see what I mean. It's sort of been thrown to one side, and you can make out that there's further routes from here. There's like a bulkhead door, a bronze door, that leads further into the ship from here, as well. What are you doing in these turns? Let's go in a different order this time. Let's start with Jory. What are you planning on doing?
I'm going to consult with my baboon friend in the jar and ask, what is this sarcophagus where we'll find you reunite you with your body?
Amazing, amazing. So you have a conversation with the baboon. Theron, what are you going to do?
Theron is going to I think because the compass was pointing deeper into the ship, she's going to again just try and scout a little bit further ahead, and just see like what's coming up, see if there's anything of concern, just do a little bit of stealthing around.
Amazing, amazing. And Wolfram, what are you planning on doing?
Now then, there must be tomes and things of interest in such a place. Maybe they reveal the secrets of the demons or witchcraft which rules over this land. There's probably useful knowledge I can use against the Atlanteans. So I'm going to start looking about for the dark secrets that no doubt lurk here.
Okay, okay. So you consult with the baboon, Jory. And he says, what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? And you know, I don't know. I don't have any eyes. What do you see?
I'll explain the scene to him, saying that the sarcophagus seems to be removed. There seems to be signs of disarray and things moved.
Ah, you must. That will be my body. Yes, yes. Take me towards it. Wait, it has escaped. Oh dear! Without my influence, it is a creature of chaos and base instinct. It is even more important you reunite me with him before he does any more damage. Is he here? Oh, of course he isn't. He would have slaughtered you by now. Take me to him. Where could he have gone?
Before we reunited, I feel that we need some intelligence from you. Did you explain how do we avoid being destroyed ourselves?
Oh, it will be once I have my lungs and brain in me. I'll be myself again. But my body on its own, it can be quite enraged. The length of time it's been away. The length of time I've been away from it's been very hard. But we'll deal with that when we get there. If you just reunite me, it'll be fine. Just slot me in the top, and then he'll have his lungs and his voice back, and I'm sure it'll be reasonable then. That'll calm him down.
Jory will make a note. Slot it in the top. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So scouting ahead, Theron. You can see beyond this bronze bulkhead looks like it was pretty solidly barred or locked before, but as you sort of press to it, it's as if something quite like really, really powerful has burst it open and like walked through. And in fact, there's some sort of footprints that look like human footprints, but maybe with just dust, like bare feet that have walked this way. And you can sort of peek through the sort of set. You can see there's what might look like a galley or a combined galley and brig here. There's it looks like there'd be barrels of food and stuff lining the walls. And you can just about make out a smashed fishbowl in the center of the room, with a sort of terrified looking Atlantean out of his fishbowl. And there's also some humans here chained up to one side.
Okay. Sorry, no, it's all right. You carry on.
But it looks as if like some of these barrels have been smashed up and done, as if some like rampaging monster just smashed them up out of anger and maybe smashed that fishbowl too. Mm-hmm. Wolfram, as you search, there are indeed many scrolls here, and you think if you had time to sort them, there might even be more treasures. But you do in fact find a spell book that you can look through and identify. It's an ancient papyrus. Sorry, spellbook means a specific thing, like a one-use spell in Cairn. This is a spell of blood in water. And because it's fun, I'm going to tell you what it does straight away, so you can use it if you want to. The spell Blood in Water is an ancient papyrus perpetually dripping with seawater. What happens when you cast this spell is, however improbable, a shark bursts from the nearest water's surface and attacks whatever's bloodiest.
I start binding my hands tightly
Yeah,
and applying my holy tinctures to it.
Yeah. As
your blood seeps into the pages.
Yes, everyone, this trail behind you. Look at that. Amazing. Even the raiders look fine, actually. They're not wounded at all. It's literally only you that's the source of any blood at all. Amazing. I think you've got spare carrying capacity. You can carry like 10 things. So if you take it, you can put it in there. You've got room for some treasure. As well. While all this is going on, you also hear a sort of there's some sounds from above. It's as if something is quite loudly stomping about on the deck, and you hear the creak of a trapdoor opening. The raiders have sort of gingerly followed you down into here because they don't want to be left alone on the deck, and are making a show of looking ready for anything while not really being ready. They've got their knives in their hands, but they're pointing them sort of towards you and each other as they are towards any sort of danger. They say, where to next?
So it's very bold of you to be the rear guard, for as you yourselves mentioned, many more will be coming. And now, hark, can you hear the creaking of timbers as that huge beast lumbers behind us? How lucky we are that we have you protecting our area and not wanting to go first down deeper into the ship where it's nice and safe.
What do you want us to do?
Oh, if you wish to defend our flanks against the slavering monsters and hordes of raiders, you could do that. I mean, I suppose, seeing as you've been so good and holy, I could allow you the glory of going first into the ship to seek the best and brightest treasures, but I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if we're holy enough yet, Squire. I don't know. I don't know. You lost it. You seem far, far, far holier than us, and they begin to make a show. I think we should follow behind you. You're the holiest, aren't you?
It was a test. It was a test to see if you were humble enough or whether you would be too proud. But you passed the test. Excellent. Come with me, and I'll basically take one in my arm or right round the shoulders and say, "This way."
Shaking.
You're so lucky. Yeah. Wiping blood down his back.
The other two are looking at each other, backing away. This might be their chance to run, leave their friend. So yeah, you've got a moment of respite here. You can hear something's going on the deck. What's your plan now? You've got a bit of time to discuss stuff outside of the dungeon turn. Decide where you go now.
Do you think we should block the hatch? Is there a way to prevent it from being opened so nothing can follow us down?
We will eventually have to leave this place. Surely.
I have seen two of the ways to get out at least.
Yeah, I mean, surely you're not going to make a jury have to swim for it at some point. You know how he will go. We'll never hear the end of it, should he survive such a fate.
That is true.
Especially now that you've got the power to summon a shark. What about these raiders who were bound here? Should we release them and recruit them?
That's a Wolfram. Definitely his area of expertise.
What do you think, Asane?
We should take them as prisoners and ransom them. That they might not be raiders. They might just be people.
I'll kind of slowly scan around towards them.
I mean, them, not us. Ransom them.
Are there any people here?
Yeah, so through the other room, there were some people chained to the wall. You could see. Yeah.
Oh well, I definitely. I don't agree with people being chained up and stuff. That's bad. So we should free them.
But yes. Careful, because there's an Atlantean octopus thing in there as well.
Oh, we should destroy that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's many reasons why we should go forward here.
Amazing. Let me just roll a few dice as you go into that room, as I need a reaction from this Atlantean. Oh, right, okay, that's nice. Yeah, so you push these doors open and wander in, walk in. You, at the same time as you do this, a huge sort of man mountain kicks in the trapdoor that is also leading into this room and leaps down. This is a sort of 7 foot tall, looks a bit like the Raiders, but if they like meant business, covered in hair, coins woven into the beard, his beard, and wild-eyed, clearly it means business. And he looks around at you and says, and then looks, he's not actually looking at you, Wolfram, he's looking at the guy that you've got under your arm and says, aha, you've already found some captives for us. Good work, Scogs. See to it that these people are tied up, and take these prisoners for ransom as well. We've already made our money back. You notice the octopus hasn't been noticed by this man, and it's just like slunk away and is hiding in one of the barrels. As you burst in, the other thing that happens is that you hear a shout from one of the humans that's chained up that says, "Father? Is that you?"
Brunhilde.
The hangman says, "Oh no, I don't know. No, you must be mistaken. Silence. You're to be captured and ransomed." And that's probably a good point where we take a quick break on that revelation. So we'll take a quick break, get fed and watered, try and remember exactly where the situation is that we've left on this cliffhanger. We'll edit it down for you viewing at home, so it'll just be a few seconds, and we'll come back and see what happens if Wolfram can indeed rescue his daughter. See you soon. Welcome back to Unconventional GMs. Our heroes are in a little bit of a pickle. They are on this weird Atlantean ship. They've already fought and killed at least one Atlantean and led a group of hapless raiders deeper into the ship. However, they've burst into a new room now where they found some human captives, including Wolfram's missing daughter, Brunhilde. But they've also encountered at the same time the erstwhile raider leader, who seems to be barking orders at the raiders that you've been working with and getting them to turn on you, and seems intent on capturing said humans for ransom. The Atlantean octopus that was in the middle of the room has snuck away and is hiding behind a barrel. You know where they are, but it's not clear where anyone else is. I think that's everything that we left in the scene before. If I've missed anything, shout up. So, like, what do you do? We're not really in dungeon terms now because we've got an immediate situation. Poxon is shouting at guys, say, "Go on, you two at the back. Go on, seize them. We'll have all these for ransom."
Well, my goal was always to free prisoners, and seeing Brunhilde in dire straits, obviously free her first. But Wolfram's still deluded in thinking that if he just frees people and leaves them, they will join his righteous cause against the demons. So he's not listening to any of this kidnap or raider nonsense. Or he just thinks people need to be shown the correct way to do things and they'll follow. So he started to release as many prisoners as possible, smashing their bonds with his mace.
Indeed, so you get it. Father, you came, you rescued me, and there's a heartfelt reunion. But where is young Fabian?
Well, we must have trust that he has managed to survive against the barrage of demons that assail our town. He's too young; he's not fully trained, but perhaps he can hold up long enough for us to return.
Tell me there are not demons assailing our town again, and you have left him here to come here.
My daughter, this is why you must not stroll off on your own. Every time I leave the town, the demons come back. You know this. And yet you allow yourself to be kidnapped. Perhaps this time will be a lesson for you.
I swear I will endeavour to not be kidnapped again, Father. Thank you for rescuing me.
Last time.
The big hairy man is like, tie her up with the others and all of them. And you notice the other two raiders have sort of shifted a bit and seem to be stood up a bit tighter and are maneuvering around the outside of here while this freeing of prisoners is going on. Theron, what are you up to?
What does Theron think of the Atlantean octopus things? Did they seem to be like just able to control the skeletons, or
well,
like
are
they any other threat?
You certainly know they can communicate telepathically. I think you've probably heard rumors of like there's been old wives' tales of, in fact, fish wives' tales of Atlanteans raiding fishermen's villages and pillaging towns. Nobody's really realised they're octopuses. It's funny you should ask that, because I think as you slink in the shadows, as you sort of naturally do, you notice a tentacle. Although I think they're technically legs, aren't they? That octopi have, not tentacles. I don't know. We'll see. Comment below if you've got strong opinions about octopus anatomy, or strong facts about octopus anatomy, and we'll change it in the edit. We won't, but comment below anyway. One of its limbs is reaching out to you, and you hear a voice in your head and says, these men will kill you. My brethren will kill you too. Work with me, and I can reward you.
I think Theron is going to try and grab hold of the octopus tentacle, because I'm team tentacle, and is going to try and throw it at the raider leader's face and hope that it can do some confusing stuff up there.
That would be confusing. This is what. Yes, I can work with you. They haven't seen me yet. Yes. Join me. I shall ride on your back. I shall ride on your head like I had a skill. What are you doing? Go ahead and roll me a dex save to hit the lead raider. Is it the big hairy guy?
Yeah, that was the big hair. I thought there's a lot for it to cling on to there, isn't there? So
yeah.
Come on. Yes, 12.
Okay, so the Atlantean, Anat, in fact, is the name of this Atlantean, gets thrown across and does indeed envelop the raider's hairy head. 3 gold pieces of coin fall from his beard as it shakes out, as it does it. And you hear a sort of sucking as neither the raider nor the octopus look to be particularly happy with the situation they find themselves in. There's a muffled like, and the 3 raiders that were with you are rushing towards their leader. One of them with a knife, intent on like leaping on him and trying to work out how he'll defeat the octopus while not also stabbing through to his face. There is momentary chaos again. While this is all going on, Jory, what are you up to? Let's just have the scene here.
So Jory is helping Wolfram release the captives, because nobody should be left behind under his watch, and he is consulting with his baboon companion that's in the jar. So tell me, a man has entered the hold. He is a hairy man. He has coins, and now he's got some kind of octopus on his head. Tell me, is that your
No,
body?
that's not me. That's not who you're looking for at all. No, continue searching. Don't waste time. This sounds ridiculous. Are you sure this is happening? If only I had my eyes, I could see this. As you narrate it. So I think basically the leader, Poxlin, is the name of the raid leader, is like on his knees trying to wrestle this octopus off. The octopus is trying to get off him too. The raiders have rushed towards him. I think momentarily there's a sort of squelch as he throws this Atlantean away that then scurries into the darkness, and he shouts, "What? Ambush us, would you? Kill them!" And he points towards you and hopes that his raiders will dive in and attack you. And I'm afraid they will. So the fickle nature of these three raiders is being shown as they charge towards you and try and engage. I think because this sort of combat was instigated by by projectile octopus, I think probably you don't need to roll a dex save to fight the first round. I think what I'll do instead is I'll roll a dex save for these raiders to see if all three of them are actually acting this round or not, because they seem a little bit confused by it as well. And obviously, if they don't, then they're not going to really go on to it. Okay, yeah, two of them. One of them is still looking it's still having a moment of doubt and is a bit slow to react, but two of them leaping towards you with their thick knives at them. So, combat, do you want to declare sort of what you're doing? Paint the scene a little bit about how you're defending yourself against these raiders, and then we'll roll our dice all together and see what happens. Go on, Wolfram, you go first.
I'm basically getting the mob together because these are people who've all been locked up by the raiders in the first place. So I'm going to get them en masse to take the raiders in chains and rise up against them. So I don't know if you can do that as a combat action, or do you want me to do something different? Or
I think you can. I think how we'll do that is attacking from a position of advantage, because you're enlisting a feature of the environment for people to fight. And imagine Brunhilde is a stout fighter as well.
Yeah, of course.
Even now, though she's been captured. So you can roll D12 instead of your normal weapon dice as the mob rises up. Jory, what are you doing as these two raiders charge at you?
Okay, so I'm going to slip the monkey urn into my backpack and draw my...
What are you doing?
draw my long sword and pull out my steady fast butler, and I'm going to barge past them and go towards the leader and say to Poxlin, your leadership of these men is over. We take control.
Amazing. Bring him into the fight as well. He'll fight you then. Yeah. And the other two will fight the other two. That makes sense. Theron, what are you doing? What's this going on? What's your contribution to the melee?
I think Theron is now feeling quite nervous because the octopus seemed like a really good idea at first, and now there's two people rushing towards her with weapons, and she's maybe having some regrets about her choices. But as she has very little choice, she's going to pull out her short sword and is going to brandish it towards them, sort of pulling on any sort of fake confidence that she can, and just sort of wield that at them and hope she connects.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dice to do this. I'll roll mine in the sort of order Wolfram, Theron, Jory, if you see what I mean. They're all D6s. So that's, and they'll appear all mixed in with your dice as well to make it super easy for us and anyone watching to follow. That's the way, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think the first one was me for 2 damage my way, and I deal out 7.
Yeah, so you take 2 and you deal out 7. That's going to absolutely destroy one of the raiders. So do you want to just put a bit of, you avoid the sort of blow from the knife here, but manage to dispatch this raider without any trouble. Do you want to just put a bit of narrative around that, about how you do that with the aid of your freed prisoners? Yeah,
Brunhilde was about to land a cunning blow when I throw myself in front of her so that she doesn't get harmed, which completely knocks her off. Happily, another 2 of the freed prisoners get the chains as garrots and jump on the back of this thug and start choking the life out of him as his face goes purple.
Amazing. Theron, I think you took 4 damage and you inflicted 4. Is that right?
Yeah, and it's -1 for my armor, is it? So it makes it 3, and my hit protection is 3. So
that's amazing. So you get a scar because you go straight to 0 hit points. Yeah. I need to look that up. So I mean, your 4 damage is also going to be enough to dispatch this raider, because they are indeed not great fighters. Your 4 damage. Okay. Would you like to roll me a d6, Becky? You've got the result broken limb.
Okay.
Not broken tentacle. We're quite sure.
Yeah.
5.
Okay, well, technically, it's under the broken limb section. I don't think we've got a lot of limb um, controversy here because the broken limb that you've got is a broken rib, which I don't think is a limb. But
Not normally.
um, um, once this is mended, you get to roll 2d6, and if that's higher than your maximum hit protection, you take the new result. So make a note of that. That'll probably not happen until after this one shot. But you've just leveled up basically. So yeah, there's going to be a crack as you get a broken rib from this raider, but you are going to finish them off. Do you want to describe sort of how that happens and what that looks like?
Yeah, I think using like some of the barrels and things and her dexterity, she's gonna sort of do a bit of acrobatics around that, and then come flying round towards this sort of bandit and just drive the sword straight through them. But I think they probably get an elbow in quite firmly as they go down, and that is the crack of my
crack. Yeah, as your rib, you feel a broken, just winded in that you're going to be able to go on. But how that'll happen mechanically is it just mean you might have to make a strength save to do things like rushing about or doing anything like acrobatic like you normally do. So yeah, that's how that'll affect. And Jory, so you inflicted 3, which is not going to get through Poxlin's hit protection, I'm afraid. And he did 3 back to you. So I don't think that gets through your hit protection either with 2 armor, does it?
No, we just meet each other. He's a bit intimidated by the size of him. He didn't get the scale of it because of the slight slant of the boat, but now he's up against him. He's feeling a bit intimidated. Nevertheless, we fight on.
Yeah, and he has taken a little bit. I mean, he's still on hit protection. He's still fine. I should roll actually. As you strike him and he ducks out of the way, 2 gold pieces fall from his beard as they're shaken off. From there. So we've got a momentary pause in the combat. Poxlin seems determined to fight on, or fight you, certainly. What are the other 2 of you doing? Or indeed, what are you doing? Joe, you could continue to fight him or try and, well, he's not going to surrender, but you could try and work with him.
I'm going to rush to the aid of my fellow. As he's been bold, he's been listening to my sermons after all about fortune favouring the bold and standing up against your demons. Perhaps he didn't realise it mean necessarily literally. It's more about his internal demons about the sea. But nevertheless, he's shown the right kind of attitude. So I'm going to leap to his defence and help him with this huge, hairy raider.
So Poxlin has been faced by Wolfram and Jory. The 3rd raider who didn't act that round, who almost as if he'd almost forgotten about it, and I'd almost forgotten about him as well, is leaping forward as well. Theron, I mean, are you going to continue fighting or?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to run though to the aid of Jory because I'm in quite a lot of pain. So I think it's sort of more of a like limpy sort of. I can't breathe very deeply on this one side. Yeah. Sort of effort, but once I'm there, well,
the brave 3rd one remaining raider is so brave that he's going to think this is the ideal opportunity to intercept you and defend his master. And he's like, "Don't worry, I'll take this really badly injured attacker.
Yeah,
I'll be the hero and save you from them." As he like steps forward. So yeah, go ahead and roll again for me. They are d6s. I will do. Yeah, I think the Poxlin's fighting you, Jory, still. So I'll do Jory and then Theron. You can roll your dice as well, Jory. So roll your combat dice, guys, and see how that
I've got 6.
I got a 2.
Okay, so Jory and Wolfram.
I've got 2.
Yeah, so Jory and Wolfram have got 6 and a 2, so that is a total of 6, which is actually enough to take him down to critical damage, which is going to be enough to finish him off, but he's going to inflict just 1 point of damage on you, actually, which doesn't even get to your armor, does it, Jory? Do you want to just narrate how that goes, this battle, as you both sort of pile onto him and finish him off?
Well, I think it was the appearance of Wolfram that gave him the distraction. He turned his attention to him as he bounded towards him, and I just took it as an opportunity to strike him from behind, and the blade just entered the back of his spine and through to the other side.
Indeed, with a gurgle of blood, he drops. Theron, everything already hurts, but you're going to be taking 3 more damage from there. So I think 2 get through, didn't that? Is
2
that right?
get through. So does that mean I take 2 off of strength?
Yeah, and you need to make a strength save as well.
Ouch.
I'll say to Wolfram, another demon killed.
Another demon slaying. Well done, brother. The world is a better place.
I cough up some blood.
Theron, the good news is you finish him off with your damage. And do you want to just describe, Becky, how you managed to, despite taking an actual, like, I don't know, a blow through maybe the other side of your midriff, you managed to still take this raider down?
Yeah, I can't really swing as I would have done. And I think mostly what happens is they slip on something and I sort of stumble towards them and could just stab him on the floor.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that it would have gone so well otherwise.
Amazing. And you all is quiet again as you have defeated these raiders. You find on Poxlin, he's got a little scrimshaw carving, which seems to show some sort of undersea city being destroyed. And one of the other raiders, as you quickly search them, has another spell book. A sort of heavy tablet with some cuneiform carved on it that miraculously you are able to read. This is a bookkeeper spell. Once a day, it creates 1d4 duplicates of any object within 5 feet. So if anyone's got room for that, they can keep it in their inventory. And as you're sort of taking stock after this and presumably bandaging up Theron, you hear a voice that says, brave, I could still, I can help you. I can help you. Just help our ship go on our way, and I will not raid you flesh creatures. I could help you. I could heal you. You are injured. One of your limbs has been broken. You hear this voice from the octopus.
Is it only me that hears it?
No, I think it's saying to all of them, saying to everyone. It's telepathically broadcast.
Joe's a bit confused. Is it the baboon or is it the squid? Who's giving us instructions now?
It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. I can't. It must be somebody else. Anyway, find my body. You're wasting valuable time.
I think Theron would look to Wolfram in this instance because they seem to have a lot of ideas about demons and things that have too many limbs and stuff.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. It sounds. I'm gonna say it sounds too good to be true.
That's because it is. That's because it is.
Yeah.
Fear not. I have with my holy tinctures, and I can use some of my vestments as bandages. I'll soon have you right as rain. So I'll do whatever perfunctory first aid I can possibly manage to try.
I was going to say, is that an
it's
actual
not special
power?
item per se. It's pure faith, is what that is.
Yeah. It's funny that the effects of placebo on broken ribs are minuscule.
Are they? Oh, that's unfortunate.
It doesn't feel any better.
Pain is weakness leaving the body.
You say, look, I can help you. Let me take you to in the throne room. There are some healing salves. They will recover you. Take me there and allow me to pilot the ship away. And I will spare you. It is only Lord Blubbub who seeks to raid the fleshy creatures. I, Anat, propose an alliance if you help me overthrow him. And you see a tentacle sort of just creep out from behind one of the barrels. You know you can trust me.
Well, it might save a lot more lives, Wolfram.
And let me be clear that my healing tincture is a genuine healing tincture that has actual magical powers.
Sure. Come and help, my friend, then. Let's see the truth of your words. And as soon as it's crawled out and exposed itself, I'm going to smash it with my mace.
Amazing. You can just do that, I think. I think that works without there's a like. Indeed. So where you need to go is.
I think over Wolfram's shoulder. Over Wolfram's shoulder, you see that Theron looks like a little bit pleased and excited that Wolfram has agreed to this, and then just see a face drop with resignation as a
bit of ichor splatters
across her face. Yeah, I don't think that helped either.
Okay, with an ominous creak, water begins to fill the room, and you're soon sort of. It's as if the ship has sunk. Maybe the tide's probably come in a bit, and it sort of lists to one side, and you're ankle deep in water. Now there are two doors you notice that leave this room. One is carved from bleached coral, and another is surrounded by. Well, it did have rope around it. Said rope seems to have been smashed through and torn, and the door is lying open. You were just about to be told what was behind both of those doors, but the source of that information is now squished on the floor and is now floating away on there. The baboon head is saying, quick, find my body. It will have gone to take revenge on its captors.
I don't like this water. It's already creeping to my knees. Yeah. And I'll say to my companions, come, let us get to the surface. Let's this door here, and I'll point to the one where the ropes have been pulled apart. I think we go this way.
The path of least resistance, I see.
Could I check my compass?
Yeah. That is indeed pointing in that direction. It is pointing in that direction.
I agree, Jory.
Okay. So you step through. Go on, sorry.
I was just going to instruct Brunhilde and the other released prisoners that they should go above decks and make sure there's no one else that's going to stop us getting out of here when we need to quickly.
Yeah. Send her up to safety. Yeah.
And don't get ripped apart by a mindless mummy.
Brunhilde always gets captured, not ripped apart. It's funny.
You go through this door and you find that there is this is like a hoard of treasure that's in this room. We'll go into a dungeon turn again just because we're in a new area and see from that. So you can see that there is water sort of gurgling into this room. It's a little bit lower than the next one. There's a sort of door on the far side that looks like it's sort of a starfish with an eye in the middle that clearly is alive but could move and open to permit people to pass. You can just see there's artifacts here piled about, some of which are floating in the water like sand on a beach. The remnants of two coral skeletoned Atlanteans lie smashed into pieces, also floating around them, with two smashed fish bowls as well. And you can see the sign on the sort of starfish. One of the arms has been sort of pulled open, and it shows that it's been like cut and bleeding, as if something managed to fight its way through to get there as well. That you can see there's copper ingots, there's lots of stuff lying around here generally, and some signs of chaos. What are you each doing? Wolfram, what's your plan in this turn?
I'm presuming that Theron can help herself and perhaps rest. I instructed to do so as she's gamely limping into the room and that sort of thing. So I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to try and interact in some way with this starfish. I'm going to assume it's some kind of
Explore the
demon door,
starfish.
so I'm going to work out the way to move it out of the way, basically, or to get it to disappear or something.
That sounds good. Theron, are you resting as advised?
I'm either gonna rest, or if I know what a healing magical tincture that was being offered looks like, grab one of them. But
Yeah, search for one of those.
I probably don't know what one looks like, so resting might be the best.
Yeah,
option.
there isn't.
So I'll
There isn't
climb
one
up
here.
like a pile of gold and like nestle in so that I'm not getting soaked the whole time.
Amazing. Yeah, and Jory, what are you doing this turn?
So Jory's curious about the hoard and especially looking for the source of some of the black ink. There may be some bottle there that can help his journal because it's been a very difficult day so far, and he certainly wants it recording to his own advantage.
Positively, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Let's start there then. As you search through the sort of Greek amphora, Egyptian statuettes, there's some stuff that's worth quite a lot of money here. But searching, can you find the vial of this octopus ink? Give me a will save to see if you can locate that, Chris.
Okay, my will is 8. So I'm searching in vain because it's the water, you see. It's the water. I'm kind of too tentative to really turn any of this stuff over. So unable to find it.
Yeah, all you find is a golden amulet carved with the likeness of a baboon on it. That is clearly worth. This could be worth 100 gold pieces or something. This is very valuable. Sadly, no ink, but you have found some actual treasure.
I'll slip it into my backpack.
Wait, he must be near. That's it. I can feel that presence. That's his amulet. Oh, yes, return that to him. He'll be very pleased. That will calm him down.
Excellent.
Okay. Theron, you're resting and trying to do it. So you get your hit protection back from there. There's no signs of any healing salves here. That was not where they were saying. Wolfram,
sorry. Do I just go back to 3? I don't roll those d6.
Yeah, you've not healed your broken ribs until you get some. When you get your magical healing, then you can do that from that. Wolfram, what sort of thing are you doing to interact with this starfish that occasionally blinks at you and looks?
I'll be telling it to shrink back, that it's free. I'll give it various holy verses and exorcisms so that it can move out of the way. And if it still seems truculent, even though I've told them I've freed it from its demonic master, I'll then considerably be going outside and coming back with like smashed octopi or octopuses and like laying them out and going, this could be your future. This is one hand. And then pointing out to the wild oceans and going, this could be the other way, full of fish and delicious things.
It blinks a little bit more terrifying. That doesn't appear to do it. But I think if you take, I think you'll get it, because if you take one of the fish bowls up to it, it seems to recognize that. And you see that the 2 of its legs like curl up and allow you access into the other room and open there. So you can proceed into the other room if you like.
Yeah, once the others are ready, I'll look around suspiciously. I'm shocked at the edge of hearing. There's some other demon voice I can hear. Something about getting my body back, but he can't quite put his finger on it.
Yeah,
probably like Joey's looking quite innocent, and his other companion's looking a bit better now. They've had a rest, so yeah, I'll lead the way. I'll stuff a couple of octopus bowls full of dead octopuses. Tell me in the comments. I think it's Greek, so it's octopuses. I don't know. Just to keep the door open. We'll venture forth. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Theron had grabbed some handfuls of good stuff as well before I am here for my inheritance after all.
You venture in this room. This is a throne room. So there are bronze sculptures of sea life flickering over green braziers. from inside at the far end of this, you can see a vast crystal globe with a huge, huge compared to the other octopus, like a man-sized octopus. Within it, beadily looking at you, assailing this globe with fists, stands a 6 foot tall mummy, stooping, trudging, doesn't seem to be having any. There's nary a crack in this globe. Doesn't seem to be able to deal with it. A calm, considered voice rings out and says, if you could deal with this inconvenience, you seem to be the kind of landlubbers I could negotiate with. Deal with this, and King Blublub will receive you. And as that voice speaks out, this mummy spins round, enraged, and begins to rush towards you all, enraged. Probably get a jury first. What do you do?
The jury is going to pull out the spell scroll that we think and start to utter the words upon this this object that we've recovered, so I can have a duplicate of it and give it to Wolfram.
Oh, the amulet.
The amulet, yeah. So we can have two.
Okay. So what happens when you cast a spell is you if the player character is deprived or in danger, I'm going to rule that you are in danger.
Yes.
As this mummy is angrily chasing towards you as you're stumbling with this cuneiform tablet trying to read these out. You need to make a will save. You also gain a level of fatigue for casting the spell. So can you make me a will save, Jory, to see if you can get the spell
yeah.
off
So
time?
my willpower is 8. So let's see.
Okay.
No, I can't read it. I've got it upside down, for one thing.
Yeah, or sideways, or whichever way cuneiform is read. I don't know. Again, put it in the comments. Okay. Yeah. Or the Egyptologists will be getting all Babylonian scholars. I don't even know. This is a nightmare, isn't it? What year is it?
So how many points of fatigue do I take?
You don't take any because you're not able to get the spell off.
Right, okay.
Otherwise, just mark it in your inventory. It's just this. So yeah, you're just stumbling over it. You just get the right way up. When the mummy Akhenaten's eye beams of Ra burn into you, and you are going to take, I'm afraid, 5 points of will damage, Jory.
Right, okay.
Burn into your soul. The Wolfram and Theron, you see this happen. This mummy is still like making its way as if it's going to tear Jory limb from limb as he's sort of stumbling over the words on this tablet that he's recovered. Theron, you're usually the first to react despite your injury. What are you going to do while this is going on?
Is it only Jury that's been hearing the voice of the...
No, the baboon's been speaking. It's been actually speaking.
Oh, okay,
it's not
so...
telepathy.
Okay,
it's actually been speaking. The baboon. Canoptic jar is what it is. It's canoptic jar.
Okay.
So.
Can I hear that voice? Is it coming from the backpack, or have you got it out in your...
It's in my backpack.
I am going to run over and try and extract the jar, the urn from the backpack.
Yeah, you can pick it out and do it. And you can hear it. Oh, that's him. I recognise that angry stuff. That's him. Yeah. Reunite us.
Yeah, I'm going to say, go sort that out and just fling it at the mummy.
So as you do that, you hear, I was very clear about the instructions. This canoptic jar smashes on the wet floor, and these sort of the desiccated vocal cords and lungs of the mummy Akhenaten. I think, well, is there anywhere particularly you were aiming them at?
The mummy? At the mummy.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Bounce off its head, something.
Well, let's see. I'll just roll a sort of fake dice for this. So 1's good for you, 6 is bad. So it lands at the feet of the mummy and gets sort of kicked out of the way rather than being trampled into dust.
Oh, that's good, I suppose.
The lungs and vocal cords are, like, lie there, and a much louder, less muffled voice is so, no, you need to put me in. You need to put me back in.
I'm gonna say, Jory, did it come with instructions?
Jory's like suspended with, you can just see the outline of his skeleton as he's being blasted. He says, slot it in his head.
Wolfram.
I'm trying not to take route one again of my mace because I feel like have I a way of spiritually protecting Jory? I don't think so.
Spiritually protecting.
There's nothing on my character sheet, so I think
I mean, he's lost that willpower. You could try and get the thing's attention, and then it won't attack him again.
I guess that's Like my instinct would be to stand against it and to protect my companion. So that's what I'll do. I'll leap in the way and try and turn its back as if it was an undead and I was a D&D cleric. Try and demand that it leaves us. Yeah.
To be clear, no such rules in Cairn. You can certainly get the attention of a mad mummy that wants to kill everything in sight in revenge for its.
I'll try and break its limbs with my mace so it can't get revenge on everything.
Well, in fact, you want to roll your mace damage because that will be a good way to get its attention, won't it? And we'll see.
I think so. They'll get my attention.
Yeah.
7 damage.
Wowzers.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, it is. It is incredibly powerful and strong, almost as if it's the thing that's been ripping all these doors apart, which makes the pristine, untouched glass crystal globe all the more unlikely. You hear a chuckle from the Blasco speaker, which says, "How exciting! Go on, you can do it." And I think we're in a round of combat now. Because it's going to try and actually attack you. If you want to just go around and just say what you're doing generally, you're fighting the mummy Akhenaten now, but obviously there's lots of things you can do. We've got some lungs and vocal cords on the damp floor there. We've got some other stuff around. We've still got this. You can try cast the spell again next round if you want, Jory. That's fine. What do you want to do? Wolfram, what's your action?
I think for now I've still got to take the attention of the mummy. I think that's the... I may do something more clever next time, but for now, I'll just keep hold of it.
Amazing. Well, the good news for you is it's going to try and fight you as well. You've successfully got its attention. Jory, what are you planning on doing this round?
So I've got this amulet, hasn't I? This cross, this thing. So I'm going to use that to kind of tame the mummy as I scoop up the lungs and vocal cords and try and pop it in his head.
Yeah. Slightly reconstituted by the damp. Okay, so I think that's probably 2 actions that you do. So maybe use the amulet to distract it, and then next round you can try and slot in the lungs, or Theron could try and slot in the lungs. It's up to you. So you're going to try and tame it and calm it down. Theron, what are you trying to do?
I think having heard Jory say shove it in its head, I'm gonna do a very cool slide through the water, grab the lungs, vocal cords and all the other bits, and try and just leap up onto the back of the mummy and shove them back in.
Yeah. With a broken rib, let's remember.
With a broken rib, yeah. But pain is just something leaving the body, I remember that Wolfram.
Weakness leaving the body.
That was the one, yes. It's just weakness.
Okay, so let's do this in turn. We'll do the fight last, I think. To see how if Wolfram survives. Let's do the taming the mummy thing. So in order to present the amulet and calm it down, I think a will save is probably the best way to do that. Although it's probably not what you want to hear, as you've just taken some will damage. But let's see if you manage to... I think this is whether you manage to calm it down or whether it recognizes you as just yet another tomb robber taking its stuff.
Okay. So I've got a will of 3, and I'm going to try and incant something towards it, and I'm getting it all babbling and
Yeah.
We should swap jobs, I think.
Yeah. You like drop it and pick up the tablet. It's all going
I'm getting confused.
And it's not paying any attention to you either. It's like this thing just hit it. It's like, right, I'm gonna get Wolfram. So it's not actually that distracted apart from by Wolfram. Theron, I'm afraid I'm going to ask you for a strength save
That
first.
seems unreasonable.
In order to slide and get to the things as see if pain is just weakness leaving the body.
Let's find out. Oh, it is.
It is indeed.
I think it is just pain leaving the body.
It's yeah.
Vindicated.
Yeah, you think it's weakness leaving the body. It still feels very much in your body, this pain.
Yeah.
And you're able to grab the lungs and the vocal cords. If this mummy was calm and not in a dragged out fight with Wolfram, you'd be able to slot it in and calm it down. But you've got them now. As you pick them up, this sort of sopping wet, desiccated, partially reconstituted lung. And you're looking around and seeing the whole of the mummy's mouth looks quite a bit smaller than the lungs that you've got here. But yeah, you've got it, but you can get it in maybe next round. Wolfram, you're going to fight the thing, so we just roll our damage.
5 apiece.
5 apiece. Okay, you do not get through its hit protection, so your attack is going to bounce off its thick bandages that are now slightly wet. Do you want to do a bit of narration about what that looks like as you fight to a sort of standoff?
I think I am breaking bones and things like that. It's just that the mummy doesn't care, and it's well strapped up, so it's still everything stays more or less in the same position. So as I crush a rib, thinking that definitely did for one of my companions, the mummy seems to just coughs out some dust. Like, oh. And then take a big fist, like clubbers me on the head. Look a bit insensible.
Yeah. You feel it hits you just where a rib actually is, and you don't cough out dust. You're like, that actually hurts. Like, bruising. Okay, next round. What are you doing? The mummy's still going to try and pummel you, Wolfram, into the dirt. Jory, what are you going to do this round?
I think he's going to give up with the cross, and he's going to turn to Theron and ask for him to give the things, and he'll try and slot it in.
Amazing,
because he feels like it's his destiny.
Okay, I mean you can work together to do it as well. Maybe one of you can hold the mouth open or something like what could go wrong.
I think I might try and do a little swap with you because I could potentially have a go with the amulet.
Yeah.
So we might do a little.
Okay.
I might try and calm it with the amulet and pass off the mush to you.
Yeah.
Do a swap.
Amazing. Wolfram?
Did you just say there was a glass orb as well?
A big crystal orb with a octopus inside it who's talking to you and saying, "Well done."
Yeah. I've realised that this mummy is just an artifact that's obviously been manipulated by the evil demon fish monster. So that's what I must do. So I'll ignore the mummy trying to ravage me, and I'll just go over and try and smash open the orb that contains the fishy demon, as I see it.
Okay. We're going to resolve that first because that's, I'm afraid, easy to resolve because the crystal globe. I mean, you're close to it, but it's like magically enchanted or something. The mummy, with its great strength, hasn't been able to get in, and your weapons, even your magical mace, just bounces off it. You can see with
the star metal. I'll be saying as I'm
within this orb. You can Blubberbiz now. Stop that. There's no point. There's no point. It's completely invulnerable, he says, and he does start to retreat. He's got this is sort of like sort of 6 feet across sphere. There's like a big pool. It got like water in it that's about halfway up, and he sort of retreats and like splashes some water at you as he's doing it. It's completely invulnerable. I mean, carry on trying, but you might want to deal with. There's a mummy behind you. You might want to deal with that first. That's why I'm so calm, you see, because I'm in here completely invulnerable. That's why you'll have to serve me when you. So, and as he carries on chatting on about this, Theron, can you calm down the mummy with application of the amulet?
Can I? It's a very good question.
It's a will save, I believe.
Oh, I think I can. I think I've got 10 and that's a 9.
Oh, amazing.
It stands slack-jawed in front of you as you maybe make to put it on it, if you see what I mean. Mouth agape.
Yeah, I think Theron would just be talking to it like it's some sort of animal. Like, it's a good boy. It's all right. It's okay.
It says nothing.
Yeah.
Slack-jawed is perfect.
Yeah.
It's you. Okay. we'll fade to black as to what this actually looks like. Putting a mummy's lungs taken from a canopic jar back into it, but you're able to do it. Put the jaw shut, and the mummy goes, "Yes, I am whole again, and you can serve me as my helpers as I return to conquer the surface world once more." And turns back to you. The octopus in the says, "Oh no, wait, that's not what's going to happen. Take that back out. No, that's he's my trophy. That can't happen."
I'll
Go on, do it. Like I am a king. Go ahead and do it.
I'll step to one side, having exhausted myself somewhat, battering an invulnerable shield, and address them. I say, "Oh, but he says we should serve him. He said you're his minion."
He hasn't said that yet. He's only just started speaking. I didn't hear that. And I'm a king.
Yeah, well, I'm going to address the mummy and say, "Oh, but no, we can't serve you because he says he's in charge, and you're but a peon." He says you're one of the slaves. That's what he told us.
What? That's outrageous. That can't be. He says, but I recall I spent some time trying to smash him up. The best thing is to get rid of him. Come on, help me lift him out into the sea. And he begins like trying to lift up this massive crystal sphere. He's going, no, don't do that. Whatever you do, don't do that. Don't let him do that. No, definitely, very dangerous.
And then I'm going to have a group huddle with the rest of right.
Yeah.
They're
distracted. Yeah,
what we're going to actually do now.
We push them both
confused.
in. I imagine mummies don't do very well in the sea either. Should we just push them both in?
Yeah.
I don't really want to serve anybody.
Yes. No, of course not. Apart from he must be obeyed. But I could give you a sermon on that later.
Yeah.
Yes. The important thing is, whatever happens, we shouldn't overextend ourselves that Jory goes into the deep as well, because it does go on about that. So when we're doing this, we should definitely make sure that Jory doesn't fall in.
Okay,
right.
is that your plan then to get in? How are you going to do that? As the Akhenaten is currently like struggling to lift this, and he's going to really struggle to get it out. I mean, it'll just about fit through the doors and stuff, but he's going to struggle to get it out into the sea without some significant help from, say, 3 solid adventurers.
Well, we'd pretend to be helping, and then does he still have any muscle? What's going on with the body? Is it just
it's a mummy, so it's all like sinew and ropey like things. He's not, he's very powerful, but it's all like magic and stuff. It's not.
Yeah, I think just push it in. Mummies dissolve, right? It's basically dust held together.
You notice that he is like coughing quite often with a bit of a wet cough, as if his lungs were like were dropped in some water a while ago, and he still is as he's doing it.
So we'll ostensibly help. But I think what we need to do I don't know whether this is it's definitely someone else being crafty, probably, rather than my limited dexterous nature.
Careful. Yeah.
Maybe Theron's the one, but we'll sort of help. But what we're going to try and arrange to do is get like the bandages for the mummy. We're going to end up like wrapping them round and like tying it around the globe as a way of like pulling it through, so that when it goes over, like it drags the mummy with it as well.
Yeah, and this I think that will take.
That's the plan.
I think that might be a will save actually, because you've got to sort of pretend it's more a sort of bluff, isn't it? To pretend that's what you're actually doing. That's a good idea. As he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, I need those. I need those.
But with the sphere, you've no leverage. That's the problem.
Can't we just use your skin or something? That would be easier.
Too slippy.
Or one of the other skin, not yours.
We're all damp. Yours is nice and dry.
Oh yeah, there's a point. Well, not as dry as I'd like.
I definitely succeeded my will.
Oh yeah, you've persuaded me. But your skin, I remember your skin is weak and won't hold this weight.
Shreds really easily.
Shreds covered in blood. It'd be awful, won't it? No, yes, a good idea. As long as I get all this back, it'll be fine. And you can heft this onto the. This is a slow, sort of awkward, to me to you sort of chuckle vision situation of the four of you maneuvering it onto the only advantage being that the thing you're moving is invulnerable, so it doesn't matter if you bang into things stuff, it's fine. And all the while his protester is saying, if you return me to the sea, my brethren will come and enact their revenge on you. And when they hear that King Blubber's been treated with such indignity, as you sort of tip it over and splashes around. Yeah. But no, I can't do that. I'm losing my bearings somehow. All my limbs are in the wrong place. All my tentacles or legs. So you get to the edge of it. So the plan is, it's like, right. And Akhenaten is like, right, heave ho, one big push, and he'll go overboard. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so as established, the person who's most at risk needs to make this save. Jory, I think.
So what we're saving against?
So I think Gaz very kindly set the stakes for this role a while ago. That the worst thing that could happen would be somebody would go into the sea and it'd be you, because you'd be so terrified of it. Okay. So I think it's probably you that needs to make this save to finally push this over. It's going to be a strength save, I think, to see if you can do it without falling into the depths yourself, which might enrage the mummy.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my steady-made butler out and shield charge both of them.
Yeah.
And as long as my feet are firmly on the ground, I cannot move. So let's see. Okay. 16 strength. Oh.
What goes wrong then? What goes wrong that means that you do indeed slip and fall?
So as we got still on the deck is some octopus residue from one of the Atlanteans, and I step on it and slip backwards, and it's on a slant. I'm kind of scurrying, and my fingernails just drag down into the water.
And there are 3 splashes in quick succession.
Yeah, I'll be holding back Theronus, probably looking like you're going to grab for him. I'm like, no, he followed the baboon demon. He must pay his price.
Amazing. So I think that may be the point where this adventure cuts to an end. As we see Jory, we see a like underwater shot of Jory dripping down, and just the arms of this unraveling mummy like reaching out to your neck as you do it, and another tentacle grab your leg and begin to pull you down from there, Jory, as on the deck Wolfram and Theron watch their companion fall into the briny deeps. Let's have 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Let's have a little epilogue for our characters. We'll maybe do Jory last to see if you do manage to survive this. Theron, what do we see of you after this adventure? You can find lots of stuff on the boat as well. What do we see of you later on after having survived this mission?
I think probably getting a lot of treasure, because that's the compass had led me here for my inheritance, and I feel like I've done a good job of getting that. And I think probably sort of a flash to the future of Theron never ever going on any more adventures with Wolfram, having seen like the vicious like sort of abandonment of Jury for that one bad choice, and just was like, you know, I've killed a lot of stuff and my time is coming and I feel like it'll come quicker with Wolfram around. So just
almost certainly
definite avoidance going on as well, just like not coming to the demon castle for visits as much.
Amazing. Wolfram, what do we see of you after the show?
Yeah, there's a little camp of all the freed people from the ship, the raiders, the others, all the flotsam and jetsam, set around on fire. But I look around the faces and can't see Brunhilde. And there's just a bit of like, what do you mean you let her go off on her own? As I pull out my mace and several pairs of eyes look up at me. We couldn't stop her.
Amazing. Last but not least, Jory.
Well, sometime later, washed up on the shore, two strangers find a journal, and they open up the last page, and it says, "Finally, the boring fizzier worm is dead." And that's it.
Amazing. Thanks so much for my players for an exciting adventure. Then thank you for viewing along at home. Do let us know about all the errors we've made in when talking about octopus limbs or cuneiform or indeed anything else in this adventure. Check out the adventure. It's on it. We'll put the thing down below. And check out Cairn as well. Really exciting rules light system with lots to love about it and lots of things that seem straightforward but really drive exciting play, as hopefully you've seen in the past couple of hours. Do like and subscribe the channel. It always helps us if you do that. Tell people about it. Getting the word out always helps small channels like us. Check out Burn After Running, rpg.com for some bloggage about one-shot games. Listen to What Would the Smart Party Do? Listen to the Grognard Files. Follow any other creators that you like. And we'll see you soon for another episode of Unconventional GMs.